Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me today. This is your mid-year check-in and monthly forecast for July 2015. This reading is a little bit different. I'm going to be doing an analysis for the oncoming 6 months through the houses, and so the first part of the reading will speak to the astrological house position, and then the second part of the video will be speaking to the astrological ruler of that house. So for example, for the first video, we're going to talk about house 1 position for all the signs, and you can click through in the about section to watch what's going on for your sun sign in that house. And then in the second part of the video, we'll do a regular reading for the house ruler of that house. So for the first house, that will be for Aries. You can also watch these videos for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. The first video will be for rising. The rising and the house ruler will be the same. And then ultimately your sun sign is who you are and general scope of your month. The moon, or the next 6 months, the moon sign will be reflect how you feel about things, what you're absorbing, the resonance of your experience, and then the rising sign is what you project and who you aim to be in the world. All right, so for example, just click through to your sun sign in the about section, and then you can watch your video for the first house below, for example. I'll announce at the beginning of each video which house it's for, and then explain the house briefly. Also, if you know your house ruler for every single house, you can watch that video as well and gain perspective on what's going on in that house with greater detail. If you don't know your house ruler, you can check out my astro profile reading where I can give you a overview of your house ruler positions. I can't do that for free, it's too much work, but you guys can figure it out by yourselves online. There's lots of resources for that as well. So I hope you enjoy this. I know it seems a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, I think it's going to be very insightful and a nice overview for the next 6 months. All right, thanks very much for watching and stay tuned. Hi everybody, and so we're going to talk about the 5th house today, and the 5th house is the house of pleasure. It talks about leisure, enjoyment, creation, children, love affair. It's what motivates us, our drive. The ruler of the 5th house is Leo, and so therefore at the end of the video we'll do a July preview reading for Leo. Just a recap. If you are interested in watching this video for your sign, just look up your sun sign below and click through. You can also look up your moon sign about your feelings and reflection of matters. Your rising will talk about how you are projecting your desires in the world right now, how people are around you are perceiving that, and also the house ruler, what is actually going on for you specifically for your desires. So it's going to really give you a closer look at your desires and how that is functioning for you. So enough is that. So let's get the reading started. Okay, so let's get the reading started. As you know, I'm reading with my deck, the 19th Century Tarot, and this is going to be the first triad for Aries. So let's pick the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis for the 5th house. So the thesis. Okay, achieving balance, Aries, in what you want and what you deserve. With regard to children, maybe there's a balance of power between yourself and your kids. And with regard to enjoying yourself, you may find that you have Libra people with whom you can really enjoy and share in pleasure at this time. You may find that rational things such as writing become very important for you through the months of July to December, And also with regard to love, Libra people may come in and facilitate your love. Libra, by the way, is governed by Venus, so it's a perfect match, especially for matchmaking or even, you know, hooking up with a Libra. Why not? And so, yeah, you'll find yourself in very intellectually stimulating pursuits at this time, especially if you're writing or doing something really in terms of, you know, communication or reading or processing lots of information. Then you'll have a really nice time doing that. The counteracting principle is the Queen of Cups. This is a little bit of romance, so maybe there's a need for a little bit of romance in your life. This could be a person who comes in who's a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. This person is very nice, romantic, kind of different than the rational experience. Maybe this is the rules of the father. So the King of Cups can represent the husband. So for the women out there who are managing children, maybe the balance with your kids is somewhat being disrupted by kind of the responses of your husband, and you're coming into conflict with that. So, or maybe this person is kind of making this house more about emotions and less about thought at this time. So the outcome is the Five of Swords. So for those of you who are facing a power dynamic in your family, especially with your kids, this may lead to some kind of friction or arguing, in which case you have the upper hand, but make sure you have a long-term perspective and aim to win the war and not the battle. So I hope this gives you a good overview. For those of you who are not in a family or not, you know, this is not about your family, just be cautious with how sharp-tongued you are. You may kind of create conflict. The person you're interacting with about happiness and pleasure is all oriented towards emotions, and so therefore you approaching them in this intellectual way may seem difficult, may turn out to be difficult. Okay, so now we're going to read for Taurus for the 5th house of pleasure. Now this is for July to December 2015, or from now on. And so thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Okay, so let's take a look for Taurus. Taurus, expect some good things to come for you. I think you've earned them. The Three of Wands is suggesting that you've put some effort out there in order to make things work, and so now it's coming back onto you with some good payoffs. The counteracting principle is equanimity, which is justice. It's saying that maybe fairness needs to be achieved. That's interesting, though. How does a balance? It almost makes me think that maybe you've done something unjustly. For those of you who have, just be cautious, because that, although the Justice card usually signifies that something's been unfair to you and now fairness is coming your way, if you have been grossly inappropriate, then I could very suggest being checked into place here, particularly, you know, about fairness. Maybe some Libra person comes in and kind of gives you new opportunities or new ideas, and kind of helps you take what you are already getting and make more of it. The outcome of the reading, that's it. Okay, now it makes more sense. We have 2 wands and a trump. I do think that you're going to get overburdened by the variety of things that you're doing, and sometimes like putting too much on your plate, making it diffusing the specificity of whatever it is that you have going on. So just make sure, it's going to be really hard by the end of this time to know what to do, because you're going to be having quite a bit of enjoyment in a lot of different directions, and so with so much enjoyment in different directions, you're going to have a hard time discerning, and it's going to become a little bit of burdensome to carry all that hard work that you have to do in order to have fun. So the next sign that this is. So we have Gemini, the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. So let's look. So we have equanimity. This card's coming up a lot. It's actually come up for every single sign. Equanimity represents Libra, achieving balance and slowing things down and making things fair. So this can also represent Libra people coming in, a focus on literature, writing, enjoying the word or information, sharing of information. This can be a bit of a suggestion at romance as well. So the fifth house does mean romance as well, but more in not a partnership sense, but just a flirtation or some love experience. Ooh, the counteracting principle is the chief. So for those of you who, Geminis, who are, maybe flirtatious experience elsewhere, there could be those of you who are married, this is the counteracting principle. You meet somebody and he's cute, but you're married. So I guess that's that, right? Or maybe is it? The chief represents the status quo. And so this is really kind of about disrupting that balance in order to make things more fair. And whereas this is about the way things are. The answer is, why should we change anything? Because it works the way that it is, even though it may not be working. These are both trumps, so they're very powerful cards. And we have a third powerful card, which is the Chariot. And it's overcoming circumstances, coming out of yourself and persevering. So you'll figure it out and you will have a good time. This is a very happy card. So there is a very happy time coming for you. All these cards are happy. By the way, the signs that rule each card is Libra, Aries, and Cancer. So those are the people that kind of could be around. For those of you who are younger, you may have an opportunity to have a pursuit. Not younger, but I'm thinking of teenagers, although I do encourage that people over 18 only watch, but anyway, if you are younger and watching this, then you may have a way to socialize that's fun, and then maybe that will go against the rule of law of your parents, and you'll figure out a way to manage it in the end, and you'll have a nice time anyway. So that's nice. The next triad that we're going to read for is Cancer. Hi, Cancer. This is for your fifth house. So thesis, antithesis, and the synthesis. Let's see what's going on for you, Cancer. New visions. So you may find new things that you find pleasurable at this time. You may find new perspectives on things that will bring you joy. The counteracting principle is equanimity. This has come up for four different signs, and I've only read for 4, so that's ironic. The counteracting principle is that of balance or Libra, so things coming back into balance and kind of setting the status quo straight. The outcome of the reading is the 4 of Wands. You may find yourself at dinner with people and sharing in dinner with people. So maybe something new coming in, a new idea, and then you integrate that by having dinner or hosting some kind of party or coming together with people and enjoying yourselves. Now we have Leo. Now remember, Leo, we are going to be reading for July for the 5th house. We're going to be reading for July for the 5th house at the end of the video, so you can link through below. So that's good for the sun, moon, and rising. And I hope that you're watching this if you have a house ruler in Leo as well, or watch your house rulers, because it's a very that's the point of this reading anyway. The thesis and the antithesis and the synthesis for Leo. So Leo, the thesis is that right now you might feel a lot of enjoyment out of really writing letters about making a stand or making a political gesture in some cases. I see you as really kind of taking up a cause, and that being the source of enjoyment and happiness for you. The counteracting principle is the Three of Swords. So maybe your feelings are hurt, and so therefore you're being very rigorous in the way that you are trying to make things work. The Queen of Swords could represent Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And the Queen of Swords also kind of represents standing up on your own 2 feet and directing matters. With regard to children, this suggests that possibly, with regard to children, I just saw a bald eagle, that's cool. So with regard to children, your kids might say things and you're going to really have to put your foot down in this case. And it's going to privately hurt you, but on the surface you're going to put up a strong front. The outcome is change. So you are on the frontier of change with regard to love relationships. If you are not in a serious relationship, a casual one, this might actually sting a little bit of what's going on, and there's going to be a change at the end. And a resurgence of something in a new direction. And it's also an alleviation of pain and suffering. The death card suggests rules Scorpio also. So for those of you who are dealing with Scorpios, they may become very important to you at this time. So next we're going to look at Virgo. And so Virgo, this is your 5th house reading. Okay, the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis for Virgo for 2015. The rest of it, we're halfway there. That's pretty crazy, right? Okay, so the thesis is being selective about where you kind of enjoy yourself and then how. I think there's a real realization here for Virgos about how they expand their resources and how they expand their resources and where they kind of gain benefit from and what circumstances. I think it's about being selective and about choosing what is right and what is of benefit to you, and being selective so as the things don't hurt you. So you're being very cautious about the pleasureful activities that you partake in, so that they don't hold you back, and so that you can kind of progress in whatever direction it is you are going, and persevere and kind of make your way forward and find success. So it's about limiting yourself how much you drink. It's about being selective about how much food you eat, about the company you keep. So this is the kind of principle of Virgo right now. King of Discs represents Virgo. He also represents Capricorn and Taurus. He could be somebody who's quite opulent. So there could be a friend or someone who's encouraging you to kind of enjoy your pleasures more at this time. This person has good intentions. The outcome is destiny. You have the star. So maybe walk into this time, Virgo, feeling as if you have to be very conservative with the way that you enjoy pleasure. And this friend comes in and has, or maybe this is your own nature that comes over you and forces you to come out of your shell a little bit. The outcome, the star, says that you might have an experience with an Aquarius, or also it suggests that maybe you're being set on a path that's going to actually direct you to things you find pleasurable, wherever that manifests for you. The star also suggests that you may have encounters with potential soulmates. So next is Libra for the 5th house. Libra for the 5th house. The thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. I think I'm really going through these quickly this time because I still have 12 minutes, so I think my answers are much quicker. Anyway, Libra, we have the Princess of Swords, which denotes Libra and Aquarius and Gemini. It also suggests that maybe you have some new ideas that are rolling around in your head that you may want to make do with. You're very pensive at this time, and that's what's actually bringing you a lot of satisfaction, a time of reflection, as well as generating new ideas. The counteracting principle is the Chariot, which is overcoming circumstances and improving matters in life. Very nice card. It's saying that you're content with your life as it is, and then when you look at the general scope of things, and that you're happy with who you are as a person. Also, a Chariot represents Cancer, so the sign of Cancer. So if you have children who are Cancers, they may be kind of bringing you out of that. So they may be, kind of distracting you from this kind of wild imagination. The Princess of Swords can have lots of different ideas. This could be your child as well, or it could be a friend who's kind of giving you certain ideas, and I think that maybe you find a way to kind of deal with that circumstance. The outcome is familiar, so yeah, that's dealing with the circumstance. We have a control over baseline instincts, over animal nature, and over yourself and others. It's about, kind of taming the beast within and the beast around you. And so the ability to kind of mitigate all these crazy ideas, all the spontaneous ideas, or the ingenious ideas that you may have. Scorpio. The thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. So the thesis, Scorpio, broken heart. Oh, not a nice thing for this house. You've been hurt and you're holding back. You're not enjoying yourself when we start this 6-month period. I think that whatever's happened to you, whether it's a breakup or a personal relationship, is still affecting you, and you're still working through the feelings and emotions that you had when it happened, and so that brings you forward. And then the counteracting principle is love. Okay, that's nice. So we say that there's a new opportunity for you to have love in a new direction. So maybe for some of you have been betrayed in some way, which is very hard for Scorpio. And then there's a duality, that there's either love from the same partner or a new partner that comes in and is counteracting that betrayal that you're feeling still. The outcome is the 7 of Cups, which is wild and unforeseen gestures. This is actually not a very positive reading for the House of Pleasure or partnerships. It's suggesting that there's an inconsistency with how you behave. There's an inconsistency with how you want to make things happen. And right now the foundation is not solid enough for you to make kind of changes. And I think that this card is suggesting that you're going to take and make some gestures that are going to kind of put you into circumstances that are not reflective of the truth. And I think the reason for that is that you have the 3 of Swords as the basis of this, and you feel sadness about circumstances, and you feel sadness about circumstances, and you need to heal your heart. Even though you have kind of love on the horizon or something's distracting you, you still really want to be okay with yourself. And so I think that the lesson from this, and you can totally change this, it's all lower arcana, is that really take this time my advice would be take this time to work on you, to work on your heart, to feel better again, so that you are not hitting your head against the wall emotionally. Sagittarius. Sagittarius in the 5th house. 1, 2, 3. Sagittarius in the 5th house. So Sagittarius in the 5th house, we have Princess of Swords, who represents Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra woman. You're again thinking, a lot of the signs are just spending this time really enjoying thinking about things, figuring things out, maybe writing stories or poems or whatever. And so this is a creative thinking mind. She could represent one of those signs, in which case you're spending time with this person. It could represent a child for many of you from those signs. And so that is also the source of pleasure, as well as, you know, the source of activity over the next little while. The counteracting principle is the 7 of discs. Some of you may not have money to hang out with this person. So if this is a friend of yours who wants to hang out, you just simply don't feel comfortable spending the money hanging out with her. If it's not that, however, maybe you have all these ideas that you want to do, but you are worried about the way your money, whether you can use your money to, you know, whether you have sufficient money to do those things. The outcome is the Hanged Man. I think that you're going to not go forward with your plans and ideas. I think you're going to be quite conservative. You may not be happy. You may feel a little stir crazy doing it. But I think at the same time, you're making a decision out of discernment, and that's an okay thing to do. So now we have Capricorn. Wow, I got through this whole, I went really quickly through this reading. Hi Capricorn. So the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Capricorn, hard work. What do you know? Hard work and really focusing on things is really important for you right now, and something that actually you derive a lot of pleasure from. Practice makes perfect, and you're enjoying the practice of working hard. The counteracting principle is the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is suggesting that you have already overcome the need to practice. However, you're finding a great enjoyment to practice. So this is maybe behind the scenes work. This is maybe presentation work that you would be doing. The outcome is a direction and a new beginning. You have to change things up, because I think you're going to get bored if you continue doing the same things over and over again. And so there's a new opportunity that comes up for you in terms of pleasure. For some of you, maybe a relationship kind of gets stale, and it's not a very serious relationship, and you find a new friend in a new direction. So very nice, Capricorn. The next is Aquarius. Wow. Aquarius, the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. For the 5th house of pleasure. Let's see. Aquarius, broken-hearted, hey? You're not the only one. A lot of the signs are broken-hearted. I was excited for this house, but it looks like over the next 6 months, a lot of people are thinking. A lot of people are getting over broken hearts. They're trying to find their own place, that they've got a lot going on, that there's a lot of dualities going on in the 5th house. The counteracting principle is the 5 of Cups, which is disappointment. Aquarius, you're just not going to be happy with circumstances as they are. On the one hand, brokenhearted, but on the other hand, also not having your expectations met of what you had hoped things would work out. The outcome of that is the Tower, so things are going to break down. You're not going to hold through, and this can't continue forever. And I think that by the end of the 6-month period, you're going to be liberating yourself in some way, and you're going to be liberated by circumstances that are going to change the foundation of how you're living, how everything to do with enjoyment. I think you're going to have like maybe now this is for fun and entertainment, but like a breakdown, like this can't continue anymore. And so after this point, you're not going to be the same person again. And that's wonderful. And so Pisces. So I did all the signs under 30 minutes, which I don't like to do, but I am trying to get everything finished timely manner. Let's have a look. So this is the house of pleasure for Pisces. Pisces, I hope you have a good one, because most of the signs had a tough one. Whenever I do your guys's in this reading, I already know what everybody else is going through. It's like a lot of muck and yuck. Anyway, Pisces, we have the 7 of Cups, which is illusion. Maybe this is a defense mechanism for things not exactly going your way and trying to create a circumstance of enjoyment. 7 of Cups, maybe for the 5th house, could be fun. The implications of that are quite dangerous, because you can't really live falsely and then expect good things to happen. The counteracting principle is the Queen of Wands. So a person comes in who's a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, and she really kind of has some definitive views on things, and she has some perspectives, and she's kind of really cheerful, upbeat, happy, and so therefore she's kind of looking at what you're doing with a discerning eye. And I don't think that I think it sits with her the wrong way, that you're trying to make light in the situation. The outcome is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is going to come in. He is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius man, and he has clear perspective, and I think he's going to really differentiate this circumstance and make it more clear cut. For those of you who have remarried or whose partner has remarried, maybe you're having a conflict about your perception of this new partner that he's with. He's going to come in and make things fair. I don't think that you're going to be disadvantaged by this situation. This person resolves this matter and resolves your confusion about things. Make sure, this is also the card of debauch, so it really suggests that there's an opportunity to drink a lot. And so if you are drinking a lot at this time, really to kind of take things down slowly, because you don't want to hurt yourself. So just stay clear-headed and stay focused. Okay, so that's all the signs for the 5th house. 5th house I thought was going to be a lot of fun, but I think over the 6-month period, you guys are not going to have as much fun as I was hoping for you. So, I don't know. Hi Leo, and so this is your July reading for July 2015, and I hope that you enjoyed your 5th house reading. Overall, I'm a bit disappointed by the 5th house. I was hoping that you guys would have plenty stuff to talk about. I'm sure there's good things in there, but there's a lot of chaos, I think, in the 5th house over the next 6 months. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's see at the bottom what's going on for Leo. 4 of discs, which talks about the need to focus on resources and being conservative with one's own resources. So an unwillingness to be frivolous and an unwillingness to spend your money on new endeavors. I think it's a really conservative kind of underpinning. I think for the last sign, Cancer, yesterday I got the same card. So I think I see this as a theme coming up for more than one sign, and I think it came up in another reading as well. So at the top of the reading we have the Six of Cups, which is crossed by the King of Cups, by the Hanged Man. At the center we have the Ace of Wands, which is nice. You in the situation have the Ten of Swords, which is unfortunate. I think you're going to get a break. I think you're, I think you're going to get a break and the ability to kind of take rest from matters. Somebody's going to give you a chance to breathe. At the top of the reading, we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups talks about emotion and giving to others and sharing in experiences and remembering what was once very important to us. What crosses it is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is talking about the patriarchal line, Jupiter kind of, or a potential ideal partner for women. So there's a really nice start to July where people are sharing in emotions, but I think that there's a continuation of the status quo, something that may not be sitting well with you. Also, there may be a requirement for you to sacrifice some of your own ambition for the requirement of other people. And if you follow through with that, then there's some kind of benefit, and not always is that benefit clearly understood right away. At the center of the reading, we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is inspiration in a new direction. This is the heart chakra, which is really, uplifting and beneficial. Chances in new directions, inspiration. So even though this card is here, there's already something new brewing. I think this is a carryover reading from previous circumstances, Leo. So something has happened in the recent past. You're kind of mourning / remembering the good times. Possibly for some of you, you could be remembering a father who has passed away at this time, but this wouldn't be the passing of the father. It would be kind of reflecting on your father who has passed in the past, or your grandfather. And so you're kind of, you feel stagnant and you feel as though life's not moving along, and you feel conservative, like you don't want to move. I think at the center of this, you're really coming to terms with the end of something. With family and friends, I think that you do have a good friend on your side. This person could be a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. He's an older man. He's here to help you carry your burden, and I think that you're hoping for that. It's a wise investment that you've made with him. I can't promise that, but I do think that he is a nice person. He does have good feelings towards you, and I think that there's a good chance of nice things happening for you as outcome of being in touch with him. In this triad here, we have the Four of Cups, which is saying something's giving you a break. Something you had not expected to be there for you is coming through, and you feel beat down. You need to put all the nails are in the coffin, and you're just waiting for the sun to rise. And this is one of my favorite Tens of Swords, because even though you have, the 10 swords are in the guy, he's reaching for the sunrise. And by reaching for the sunrise, there's a gesture that even in the last moments of life, they're still trying to live, the propensity to try to live and continue. The outcome is that you're going to get rest and you're going to get rejuvenation. Remember that even throughout July, if you feel like things are coming to an end, there is a circumstance that has already started. So you're reflecting. There's something that starts. There's new opportunities. They're too much for you to carry at this time, but in time they'll integrate. And then in the final parts, you're feeling kind of exhausted and drained from all your experiences. You're feeling exhausted and drained from all your experiences, and you'll get some kind of break, because nothing good can happen from initiating new projects when you're so drained or tired. And this King of Wands is really interjecting to help you along in order to improve circumstances, to make them lighter on you, to make them easier on you. Okay, thanks very much for getting this reading, or for watching for July. And I'll be doing probably more regular readings next month, so I hope that you look forward to that and keep watching through the houses. Thank you very much. Bye.